Last week we left you in suspense as Philippe kicked off the big excavation works with two small machines, the dumper and the excavator. With the family visiting, it's a nice change of pace not having to tackle everything on our own for once. So while we're still getting plenty of work done this week, we're also excited to step away from the property a bit and explore what the Dordogne region has to offer. But first, work, then play.
Heading back to what used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well, stopping for gas and then I'm behind the wheel again. Driving is like a spiritual cleanse where every mile is a new beginning and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm driving to get away, running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day. Neon lights in the fast lane life, riding high, reaching for the sky. I had it all but lost and fell back down again. Spent my time playing the game where every single day was a losing battle and every drink was a dead end. Eyes on the goal, don't lose control. I'm living fast, I've lost my soul. I'm driving to get away, running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day.
Most of you already know what we're up to here, but for anyone thinking, what in the world are they doing? Let me break it down. We're excavating the hill behind the barn and moving all that soil further down to create a dam for a future pond.
Okay, I took my laser, which Ruben just brought from Belgium, second hand, got it for a really good price. I took it out, I did some measurements because I want to know the height of the parking and all the digging I'm doing at the back of the barns. and at the front as well. I want to be able to drive around. If we go on the driveway behind the barns, go all the way behind and make a circle and be able to leave through the gate over there. So I need to be able to get all the correct heights. Not easy here because everything was built on different levels. They didn't have a laser back then, doesn't matter. I found the equilibrium, I'm gonna call it. If I take the height, floor level from the barn, from the big gate over here, and I place it towards our front door over there, those two are almost the same, and it means I can raise the level at the front door a little bit by 10 centimeters, which is very good. I can make it even and we can make a terrace over there. And the new barn has to come lower, but that's something I wanted to do anyways. The concrete has to go and I want to make it lower because then I have more headroom, so that's perfect. The only thing that is too low is this, where the cows used to go in, so this will go higher. So I'll have to look for a new stepping stone, I'm gonna call it, and place it up higher and then see if I still have room to enter, because this was raised already one time by 15 centimeters. So it was already originally lower. They already raised it one time and they put a concrete beam on top. So I think if we raise it here, I think it has to go up 15 centimeters. We'll have to raise it once again, which may be not a bad thing because then we can take the concrete beam out and we can put the natural yellow stone in its place, making it more beautiful. So all in all, it's quite okay with the levels. So what I'm gonna do now is take the laser to the side of the barns where I have been digging and removing the soil, and I'm gonna start getting everything flattened to the floor level minus 15 centimeter. So I can put hardcore and then put the finishing stones on top. And after that's done, I'm gonna continue digging at the back. Okay. So here is where I'm gonna put the level, the finished ground level that I want, and then I'm gonna adjust the laser to go minus 15, and I have a laser attachment that goes onto the boom of my excavator, and that way I will be able to make everything smooth and level without someone being there and checking if my levels are fine. Okay, this is visible.
Okay, it's jam making time. A few videos ago I picked a bunch of blackberries, but I didn't have time to process them, so I washed them and froze them to be able to use it later. But now with some extra help we'll finally be able to make some delicious jam. Last time I didn't strain the jam of the seeds, and now I want this jelly-like consistency, so I'm gonna strain it. And then I looked for recipes, and most recipes suggest a 1:1 ratio of fruit to sugar. But for me, I feel that it's quite a lot, especially with the blackberries, because I like that tartness that the berries bring. So this time I'm gonna use half the amount of sugar. Let's get to it. Oké, Stee, die mag je eruit halen. Moest je nog een zochte vinden? Dan haal hem maar. Kijk, oh, wat doen we maar. Hi, Jodien.
Kan hem binnen. Nee, wij blijven hier.
Oh, dat was een klop. Lijkt dat hij.
Moet dat zo vast?
Gewoon zo wrijven zodat het sap eruit gaat en dan blijven de zaadjes. Ik kwam voorbij een poppenkraam en ik zag daar al die poppen staan. Wat doen die poppen, die poppen, die poppen, die poppen. Dat was het. Nou.
Okay, yesterday evening I set up the laser. I set up the laser on the excavator so I can do it by myself to get the right depth. It is a little bit deeper than the start of the foundation of the new barn, but if I want to get everything on one level, then I have to do it this way. So where I'm standing now is the level where I want to put the hardcore on, and then the finishing, and that will be around 15 centimeters. That will be ground level, so I'll have to remove a little bit of the hill there as well and then go towards our front gate. Why do I want to do it this way? It's because now in this newer barn, if I go inside with the concrete and everything they did, the beams are maybe this high, so if I lower now, I think it's 30 centimeters. It will be a usable space even for something else. If I move everything to the old barn and I want to create something else in this, you have a living space if you have a ceiling that's 2 meters 40 or something. So it is a good choice. It is more work, but you only get to do it once. It's gonna be better in the end, and we still gotta live here another 40, 50 years, I don't know. And the people afterwards, they'll be happy as well if it's just one level and it's done correctly, because that's now the trouble with this new barn and the old barn and the house. Everything was built on different levels, so let's try to correct it, make one nice level, make all the doors and everything, all the heights the same, and then it's gonna be easy afterwards. And to be honest, I wanted to scrape off in front of the old and the new barn anyways, because you know how it goes here. Glass and plastic is in between, so I wanted to clean it anyways. So. Everything's greased up. It takes a little bit of time, but I saw saying grease is cheaper than buying the parts, and that is very true. I changed one pin and I think it was 300 euros, and this is only a small machine, while a bottle of grease doesn't cost you 300 euros. So I try to do it at least every day if I'm working a full day, or every tank of diesel I put in.
Oké, ja? 1, 2, 3. Dat is leuk, hè?
Ik wil de munt die en dat is
Kijk, kom. Ga er nog een maken. Hier mag je mee kneden, zo. Zo. Ja. Tata. Tata. Tata.
Day 4, we're starting to get there. Well, at least this part. I still have to go behind the barn, but it is going pretty well. It's not full days because the family is here, so it's not like I'm working from 6 till 10 in the evening, but we're getting there. The dumper will need new brakes. I'm gonna show you guys when I go down the hill fully loaded and I have to brake because I have to go to first gear because it's not steep but you can't go in second gear downhill. They grind a lot, even though they are in oil immersed in the axle, you can hear them grinding. So I think we'll need to change those, but like I said in the previous video, that means I have to take the axle from underneath the machine and then open it up. So for now I'm just gonna keep using it. They're busted anyways, I can still brake, so First I scoop the majority of the soil away, and then I'm gonna put on the laser together with this laser attachment on the excavator, and then I get it as accurate as I can. Sometimes it's hard to imagine where I'm standing now. The hill was somewhere around here, so there's been a lot that's been excavated away, and the more I go towards there, the higher it goes, of course. Still lots to do, but there's already a big part done. It goes 12 meters that way, so we're getting there. I just checked my levels once again with this one to make sure I'm still doing the right thing. You don't want to be mistaken and taking off 10 or 20 centimeters too much, because that's going to cost me in refilling it. And when you take off too much, you could put the same material on it, but then I need to how do you call it, whack it again, so it's one solid underground. So if I take off too much and just throw some soil on top of it, it's not gonna work that well, and I'm gonna have bumps and everything in my driveway.
The digging has really taken off, and we've made it past the new barn. While Philippe pushed forward, one task our family was eager to tackle was clearing out the overgrown bread oven. Blackberry vines, holly and ivy had taken over, coexisting in what seemed like perfect harmony. We're not exactly sure when this traditional oven was built, but conversations with neighbors suggest it's quite old. A bit of research led me to an article on La Dépêche, a regional newspaper, about the restoration of a bread oven from the late 17th century in a town south of us. The dry stone dome of their oven looks a lot like ours, except that ours has caved in. If you know anything about these old bread ovens, please share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to restore ours and hopefully use it again one day. The next morning we planned to go kayaking, but when we arrived it was already fully booked as we hadn't phoned in advance. So we switched things up and decided to visit the Château de Hautefort. It's considered the jewel of the Périgord, a historic region that roughly corresponds to today's Dordogne. This fairy tale-like chateau is a stunning example of classical French architecture with roots dating back to the Middle Ages. It's also been a popular backdrop for several films, including Ever After with Drew Barrymore and the French movie Le Pacte des Loups. I'd love to take you along with us as we tour the castle, exploring its magnificent courtyard, grand staircases, and elegant hallways. Later, we'll step into the exceptional gardens, though our footage hardly does justice to how intricate and breathtaking they truly are. If you ever find yourself in this part of France, don't hesitate to visit. It's absolutely worth it. On the last day before our family left, we spent time cleaning, hanging out, and making the most of our time together. We hadn't let the robot mower run because we would have needed to remap the area with the tent up, so Ruben was excited to test out the big steel mower. Anyways, everyone kept busy with their own tasks, taking breaks to chat, sip iced coffee, and enjoy the day.
Dabba 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 dabba.
It's like
Beetje warm hier, hè?
yeah.
Want ik heb